Hello all, I'm Shauna Harding from Honey Girl Farms, and I just thought I would try to introduce myself, give you guys a chance to get to know me a little bit. Don't mind the dye markings all over, um, but this is just a chance, a first blog to introduce myself, share some things that are coming up, and let you all get to know me. So this first episode or whatever it's called is just a crash course. So it's probably not going to be all that entertaining except to laugh at me being goofy. Um, Other than that, Honey Girl Farms is located in Gerald, Missouri. And we are called Honey Girl Farms because we started out as beekeepers and went from beekeeping to having sheep, and then primarily now hand dyeing yarn. So that was our step in becoming who Honey Girl Farms is today. Um, so definitely after this episode, please feel free to email me, let me know your suggestions. Check out the website if you've never looked at it. It's www.sheepandhoney.com. And let me know what you think. I'm just a very quiet, introverted, mostly, well, most people probably wouldn't call me quiet, but I'm very introverted with short bursts of extrovertedness. So you can see behind me, I'm kind of a geeky type person. I love all my little fandoms and goofy little collectibles and all that kind of good stuff. I like to play video games, although I don't have very much time to do that, and I'm terrible at it. I still play them though because it's fun, even though I really, really stink. Then over here you can kind of see my non-Honey Girl farm, some of my non-Honey Girl Farms yarn. There's my part of my personal stash. But today we're going to go ahead and share with you a few yarns that I'm working with, a few of my personal projects I'm working on, and go from there. And just so you know, I don't know how many of you know that I do carry project bags. I buy a lot of project bags too because, well, it's easier to justify buying project bags than justifying buying yarn. But just to show you, I carry project bags and accessories from a good friend of mine. Her name is Emily Martian, and she does all these fun designs. So this one is a large purse that we have a few of in the shop. It's a crossbody bag with a adjustable strap. It has multiple, it's probably hard to see because it's all black inside, but it's got multiple compartments, a zippered inside pocket and a zippered back side. We actually even have a small purse with the same features as well. And of course, one of her top selling designs is a puking unicorn. And then we also have tote bags. And this one's the large zippered tote bag. So it's got a zipper that goes all the way across the top there. So that makes it nice, and it's totally scrunchable and able to be just stuck in wherever, folded into wherever to take with you as a project bag or as a shopping bag. It's something that's just great and small and tidy to pack up with you and take wherever you'd like. Another version is, these are the project bags. This one is a large project bag. This design is called Foxy. And let me take my project out so you guys can see inside. But inside, it's a big open bag, and then there's a zippered section here. In the large project bag, you can actually fit a set of 8-inch straight needles in the pocket. So that's pretty handy. And so since I had to pull a project out of that bag anyway, I'll go ahead and show you this project. This is the Moorland Fell Cowl by the designer Kate Whitting, and it's worked flat, and then it attaches at the end and makes sort of a more like an infinity scarf type cowl. And the yarn that I'm using is Claire in the Garden on Silky Baby Aran. So that's 70% baby alpaca and 30% mulberry silk. And it's super soft and super warm. And I'm hoping I will get this and a few others done by the time I can wear it again, which will be very nice. But I'm one of those that you would call a forever starter and a never finisher when it comes to my projects. I tend to do, I get cast-on-itis and I just start and start and start. I think I've got like 3 interchangeable sets of needles on projects that I need to decide if I'm actually going to do anything with them, work them, undo them, but I need those needles back, so I need to figure out what I'm going to do. Anyway, so let's see. I've got some yarn to share with you. I've got some new colors that are going to be coming up Friday. These first ones I'm going to show you are the last of the oh, I just like totally went blank. Labyrinth, that's the word. The last of the Labyrinth series, and this is based on a photo of the Goblin King in his black outfit with all the blue rhinestones and stuff all over. So this one is called the Goblin King. I put it on 3 bases. On Stardust, which is, if you can see it, it's got the sparklies, the lurex wound through it. And it's real pretty. And then I've got the basic deluxe sock. It's 80% superwash merino, 20% or 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. It's a great sock yarn, really soft. And then for ultimate luxury, you've got Supreme Sock, which is 75% 16.5 micron superwash merino and 75% mulberry silk. Super soft, nice and drapey. It's a beautiful, beautiful yarn to work with. So there's those. Next is not a new colorway, but it's a new base. And I shared it a little bit last week, but on Instagram, but I figured I should just show it to you in the blog and here and just show you kind of what it looks like. I always pull it apart a little bit. It just makes it seem fluffier. But this is Brianna McKenzie from the Outlander collection on silky mohair, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful color. And you can do a lot with silky mohair. You can either keep it by itself, do a lace project with it. You can put it along with a fingering weight yarn or any other weight yarn to add some extra texture and a little bit of pops of color. It's beautiful as a speckle slash variegated. It's beautiful as a solid color. It's just a really fun yarn to add an extra oomph of texture to your items. And then next is to just show you, this is one of the colors that I've had for a while. This one is called Butterfly in the Garden, but I wanted to show you two different bases that I do. This one is Sustainable Sock. My sustainable line is a line of non-superwash merino, so it's not treated with the chemicals that make yarn washable. They keep it from felting. It's super soft. It softens the colors when I dye on the non-superwash merino. It softens the colors a bit. They're not quite as bright, but it takes the colors well, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful yarn, super soft and squishy, and it's got a lot of stretch to it. So when it gets stretched out, it goes back. So it's great for a sweater. It's great for anything that you want to hold its shape well. You just have to wash it by hand. Anything I've ever made with it, I haven't really had a problem with it felting, but it depends on how rough you are. But I think it's beautiful. And then another one that I carry is Alpaca Baby. And this one I have in lace, fingering, DK, Aran, and bulky. No Aran. DK and bulky. It also will cause the dyes to be a little bit on the softer side, but it takes dye beautifully, especially for variegated colors. It's really soft. It's a beautiful drapey yarn that will just make gorgeous shawls for you. So there's those. Then I have this yarn here that I debuted at Stitches West in California. And I just thought I'd show you guys this one because it's one of my absolute favorites. But it's called My City by the Bay. It's based off of a photograph of a sunset over San Francisco. So lots of purples and golds, and it's got some beautiful speckles in there if you can see them. I don't know how sharp they are through the camera, but hopefully you can see them in there. And it's just a beautiful color. And this is on Silky Sock. Silky Sock is 75% superwash merino, 25% mulberry silk. The merino is just not quite as fine in this one as it is in the Supreme Sock, if you were wondering what the difference was between Silky and Supreme. And Supreme has a 16.5 micron. This one is a 19.5 micron. So it's just not quite as fine, but it is still very soft. Very nice to work with, and at a little bit lower of a price point than Supreme Sock. And then lastly, I have one here that I'm still kind of working on the name of. This is one I just kind of did on a whim because I wanted some purples. And it's going to be really hard to see all the different colors in here. You can see some of them, of course, but the darker colors, until you just really look at it close, it's hard to tell the difference on the camera as to what colors there are. But there's some greens and blues and purples, some blacks, all on a purple base. And I'm still working on the name of this one, but it will be in this coming Friday's update. So keep that in mind. Also, a new base that I started carrying, and I've got a few colors in it. One of them is Murtaugh, which I don't have right here, but I do have Dark Orchid, which is a really popular color, and I love this color. This is Dark Orchid. And then this one's What's Love But a Secondhand Emotion. What's Love But a Secondhand Emotion actually has a blue base color, but since the Woolly Silky Yak has an undertone of gray, it's just a touch of blue, so it's really hard to see with the camera, but it's got the little bit of blue over the gray and then the speckles. And I'm using these to make the Harlow hat by Andrea Mowry and Drea Renee Knits. And I've got to pull it out because I goofed up. But it's my first time I decided to brave trying brioche. So this is going to be my first attempt at brioche. So I got to I think this is the second attempt I did and I messed it up again. So I've got to pull this out and do it one more, hopefully just one more time to get the hang of it and actually do something brioche. And I'm excited. I'm excited for how this is going to turn out together. I think it'll be super pretty. So, and this yarn base is definitely something that you can special order as well in any color you'd like. Right now I'm probably not going to do tons of dyeing of it unless people request it because it's kind of pricey. But once I figure out what colors I think look the best in it, I'll probably do a couple runs in that, and especially for shows and different things. Got Stitches Midwest coming up in August. I think it's August 2nd through the 4th, I believe. No, that's 2nd through the 5th. It's somewhere right in there. I'll have to look it up. I probably should have wrote it down before I did my podcast, but that is what it is. And then for a local show, I've got Fiber U coming up July 22nd through the 24th. I guess I could look these things up. That wouldn't be too hard to do. Let's see here. So, Fiber U is July 21st and 22nd. Stitches Midwest in Chicago is August 2nd through the 5th. So I was right. After that, I've got Stitches SoCal, November 1st through the 4th. So if you're in Southern California, I hope I'll be able to see you in November. That'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it for sure. So those are some of the things I've got going on right now. Let me see, are there anything else I can show you? Here's some projects that I'm working on. So it'll give you a chance to see some other colors all worked up. This one is a So Faded sweater I have started for my niece. And this colorway is Heartbreaker. And it's a really pretty color. The camera's pulling it a little bit more pink than what it is, but it's a softer pink. And this is done on luxury sock, and she can't wait for me to finish it, so hopefully I'll finish it in time for the cold season before she grows out of it and can't wear it anymore. Then I know I've got all these other project bags. That other one, and Stranger Things. This one, by the way, came from Utterly Adorable Knits. Jennifer Frank. She makes some of the cutest project bags out there. I really like mine from Emily. They are wonderful, and I use a ton of those too. But Jennifer is probably the one I buy most from when I'm not using my own, because she does all the fandom ones. And if being a geek and all, I love my fandoms. All of them, no matter how stupid they are or how dorky they are. I love my fandoms. But anyway, so the other thing that I'm working on is a sweater for a friend who's having a baby. And this yarn is my Pure DK. And the colorway is Brand the Three-Eyed Raven. So this is one of my House Start colorways. One of the things I'm going to be working on the end of this week through this weekend is my Night's Watch section of Game of Thrones. So since a lot of people have been asking, where's Jon Snow? Why didn't you put him in House Stark? Because I'm putting him with Night's Watch. So the Night's Watch collection of Game of Thrones should probably be out, not this Friday, but next Friday, since I know I won't get it finished fully this Friday. So you'll see quite a few fun new characters and different things when the Night's Watch comes out. So that'll be exciting. And so what else can I show you? I collect lots of things. This is my little mini skein remnant catcher. So that's always fun. I'm an avid reader. I like to read. And I haven't had a lot of time to actually like sit down and read a physical book. So Audible is one of my best friends. So I listen to a lot of Audible. And I can keep showing you stuff if you want me to show you stuff, but I just don't want to overwhelm you or bore you at this juncture. But if you want to know a little bit more about me, I actually grew up in California until the summer before 7th grade when I moved out here to Missouri. So did middle school and high school out here in Missouri, and then went to multiple colleges trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And basically it came down to I want to play with color, but I can't draw or paint. So I found out that I really like working with yarn and natural fibers, and so I get to color all day, every day, which is fantastic for me. I love it. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I want to include the things you want to see in this podcast, video, blog, whatever it is. And let me know how this first one was. I know it was kind of a crash course of things. So let me know. and I will hopefully be doing this weekly is my goal. So I will see you guys next Wednesday and with another podcast, and hopefully I'll share some more with you as far as maybe what goes on around the farm. Maybe, maybe one week I'll show you all the sheep and all of that kind of good stuff if you want to meet them. So you guys have a great day. Have a great week. I'll catch you later.